guess we're going to start the demo. Okay? I think this is what we're going to do. We'll give it a shot. I opened my mouth at the Christmas dinner and my foot ended up in it. So, here we go. These are turned inside out. These are aspen, and then these are done the same way, but I didn't cut the centers out. Staves, so they're hollow. Also,
What'd you cut the centers with?
would I cut the what?
Slots. What'd you cut the slots on?
Table saw. Hopefully, I'll explain that.
Okay.
Is that red one? You said that's hollow too?
Yeah, it's hollow,
Hollow from the top there or what?
just like these, like we're going to do here. Okay. I will get with it. These are kind of like segmented turning. So most of the work is getting ready. The turning is kind of insignificant. Well, this is what we start out with. This staves. That's what. Now I couldn't bring the table saw in to cut these, so I'm assuming. I just took a board. It was like 6 inches wide. Cut them to length so that I didn't have to cut them all individually. Cut a bevel. I'm going to make a 12-sided. Okay. So that means these have to be 15 degrees. Okay, but actually, I fussed all afternoon one day. I ruined most of the day just getting the table saw set up. It ended up being, well, on the saw, it was 75.7 degrees bevel. And then later on you'll see that this width matters too. The 1/32 made it almost impossible for me to use my jig. So it takes a pretty close cut. You bevel one side and then flip the board and rip it again, bevel it in. Just keep flipping and ripping and use a push block. Push this piece out, clear it. Right? I'm not a segmenter, so it took me a lot longer to do. Yeah, I better get ready here.
You get official.
I'm gonna, yeah. I need to look good. No comment.
I didn't say anything.
I thought there were 2 sleeves in this. Where'd it go?
Give me a hand there.
All right, old
Get Mel dressed here.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you. What I,
It's inside out.
oh,
No.
well, we're gonna do inside out too.
That's what happened that afternoon, you took your coat off, took half the afternoon, get
That's right. All right. Once you get these staves cut, 12 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, a couple more. I made this little mandrel. It's just on pin mandrel. This is actually, you know, the light finally came on when I was trying to figure out how to do this. All I needed to do was make this basically like what we're going to make, so that the outside matches, you know, the outside only turns around inside out. That makes sense? Okay, well, we'll see. Anyway, the whole of the board I used was a little bit thinner than this one, so that center hole was a little larger, so I had to use some pin bushings, you know, to hold this on, keep it centered.
So I have a question.
Yes,
When you glued those together, did you do just a couple at a time and then keep joining more together? Or did you do all 12 at once or
on this, I did them all at once,
all at once? Okay.
you know, and just rolled it up. But later on, I'm going to kind of explain the methods of gluing them up after we get them, the inside turned out.
One way to do that is put a couple strips of tape down, put them all on tape.
That's what I
Yeah,
did.
you got.
That's what I did. And I used a fence to keep them even. Okay, I just used double stick tape. This is just carpet tape to kind of hold them on there.
Now, the piece that's on the lathe, is that a fixture, or is that the actual piece that's going to be turned?
That's just a fixture. That's just a mandrel. I could have had this done before, but I wanted to show you that mandrel. Hurt myself.
Don't do that.
I know some people would probably cringe at the thought of using the carpet tape instead of Turner's tape. I've had pretty good luck. Only ones that came off were my fault. I just want to make sure we get a good seal here. All right. Now just, you see this mandrel, the top edge of these are the same as the top edge of the piece I'm putting on here. Well, when I cut my pieces before, and that was 1/32 wider, they wouldn't fit on here.
What width did you end up with on that?
This is 15/32. And this makes a, I think it's a 2-inch diameter. What's that? That's 1 3/4 inches.
Inch and 3/4.
Yeah.
Your mandrel with the
Yeah.
diameter with the mandrel.
And the piece that you end up with is gonna be the same.
Oh, okay.
And it only took you an afternoon to figure this out?
Yeah, now to get my table saw set up. No, I slept on this a couple days.
Nightmares?
Yeah.
Get any splinters from it?
Any splinters?
Or you're sleeping on it?
No. No, it made me real thirsty though. Okay. Ready? Why is the front row moving back? All right, I just, first one I did, I wrapped it up with masking tape and zip ties. Then the light came on. Hey, why not use Velcro? It's like tape, right? And so far it works pretty good. But this is the demo.
Wrong over here.
And another thing I found is which direction to wrap it. So that, you know, the loose end doesn't grab something. All right. Now you ready? More so. Okay. Some of us came up, well, Mike got us up here, worked on these lathes, and it slicked his beds up and it works a lot better. All right, I'm gonna wear a face shield. I don't know if that says anything, huh? All right. High speed is your friend on this because you've got a lot of gaps. So to keep bevel control, kind of run as high as you're comfortable with, and take very light cuts. I'm I'm using a 1/2 inch spindle gouge with a pretty traditional grind. So I'd like that to go faster. Then I'm watching up here to see what I'm taking off. see where we are. Okay. I think, well, think a little bit. Famous last word. Okay, I'm trying to get it pretty smooth, but once we start to glue up, we can sand the inside, and that's all right. I'm gonna call that good. Actually, one other step, one thing I need to do is when you take these off, they get all scattered around. And we're going to cut the ends off, half of them. So I number them so I can get them all back kind of in the same orientation. Okay, now then, since I'm right-handed, I number these after I get them off. And then I put a line under the number so I can tell which is right and left. Because this may not be totally symmetrical. Now I would take that off, take those off. They can get kind of tight, really. So I haven't had any break, but I was expecting them to. Well, I'm going to leave that like that for now.
Why do you have to number both ends?
Well, because once I cut them, they're going to,
You're gonna cut them in two?
yeah,
Oh, okay,
I want to cut the ends off.
gotcha.
Cut the middle out, whatever.
Cut the middle off, okay, gotcha.
Let me see where I'm at. All right, yeah, and then we do glue up. And as was asked, different ways to do the glue up. And then I go, after take those off the mandrel, I go to the table saw and I've got a fence, set to 1.25 inches. And then just cut the end off, flip it over, cut the other end off. That's why I need to have them numbered on both ends. You can see.
You're showing.
Pardon?
It's showing it.
Okay, I'm going to cut the short staves for the ornaments. I've got them numbered on each end. I've got this little jig set up for 1.25 inches. Use this push stick. I started out gluing them up in quarters. This is where you segment it, would probably be help. Like one there in the back row would be a good help. But I made a couple little jigs just to glue up these quarters. And here's another thing that the numbers help with, because one set's going to be solid, segmented and solid, and the other group is going to be just the opposite. And this is where it got all fussy for me. Because, you know, when you get glue on there, they like to slip and slide. So, then I tried just doing two by two. Well, this was a little spacer I made to go in between the, but I would glue up pairs, you know, consecutive pairs. After they dried, glue in those two together, and then glue the next one together. Then you have halves. And at this point, I'd like to sand the inside, clean up any glue or whatever. And then also, if you want to paint the inside, this would be the time to do it. The one that got, I don't know if you can see inside that or not. Yeah, I've got some silver inside there.
What do you keep them sticking in the fixture?
The fixture is covered with packing tape. I need that someday.
That's where you keep your shop clean so you can find them pieces.
Yeah. Okay, any questions thus far? Any suggestions from the segmenter?
What if you have gaps when you put it together? If you've got two halves, do you sand them flat and then put it
Yeah,
together?
yeah, once I get the hemispheres,
Yeah.
halves, then I sanded them off on, well, a couple different ways. I started out just using put a piece of sandpaper on a solid block, flat block, and just sand them flat. That was taking too long, so I used a disc sander, and that's dangerous. Anyway.
Now, when you're hollowing that out, how do you know where to stop at, that you don't go too far?
Well, that's where you kind of have to envision where you're going. This is where we're going, okay? I just tried to leave enough, I don't know if you can see, that,
Yeah.
just leave enough that I have something to work with. You know, I could go a little bit farther. I didn't want to press my luck. And then also, like you're saying, you know, the glue was the hardest part to me. That was frustrating. That was, to be honest with you, not all of them glued up straight. But fortunately, when you put them on the lathe, you straighten them up. You know, the important part was to get them even inside.
So when you put the glue on it, did it fill the little seams in between all your different segments?
Did it,
On your finished product, it looks like there's no seams from the segments.
yeah, no, it glued up tight, yeah.
And what type of glue did you use?
Just carpenter glue,
Just
tight bond,
How long?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my.
Would you recommend a slower drying tight bond or did you use the?
Just, I use tight bond too. That made itself tight. Okay.
How'd you make your jig look so good?
I lucked out.
I mean, you know, did you have some technique that worked good or?
No, I lucked out. I just, no, I just,
Or if you could take some aluminum angle and like that.
I don't know.
Put a block across the end.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah.
for the glue up? Yeah, I thought about that. But no, what was I gonna say? You know, I had to glue out or drill out the center a little bit bigger than this 1/4 inch, so I had to use the pin bushings to, you know, put in it to mount it. And some of, well, I got some, here we go. Some of these blanks ended up with bigger holes. So I made my own bushings. You know, like pin bushings, you know, to turn them. I'm getting ahead of myself a long way. Now, we need to true up the ends and drill the holes so it'll go on that mandrel. So I made a 60-degree taper so I can center it. What I'm going to do now is put a tenon on at least one end here so I can put it in a chuck. Now there's the old parting tool. So that part ought to be round. That's all I need for that. This is just a square turn around. All right. We're going to do the same thing to that end. After we square it up. Skew.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's different ways of doing that. You use a skew, that's kind of what I prefer, but you can also use a gouge, spindle gouge. The key is keeping the bevel perpendicular, you know, to where you want it to go. But same way on skew, that's why I had it presented at this angle so that the bevel is perpendicular, not the tool.
So the bevel's parallel with the wood, so.
Yeah. And it's rubbing. Now we need to put a hole in there. And that's a pin mandrel that takes a 1/4 inch hole. We'll use a 1/4 inch bit. I'm gonna clean that up before I drill it. Turn it down to drill. Turn it down to drill. I can hear me, I don't know if anybody else can. Drill's pretty easy, most of it's already drilled out. And we need to put the tenon on, just about forgot that.
You know, will these videos be on our website?
Well, yeah, well, trouble is, we don't have a website, but,
We're getting.
no, it'll be, yeah, we're working toward that.
Yeah.
They'll be on, we've got a Dropbox, and there'll be a link in the newsletter. If you want it sooner, I guess, if I get the video produced, I'll send out an email. Looks like one with me. Yeah. Better? Well, but this part not. That's what we based it on. That's my theory. All right, we're gonna square that one up, and I'll use the gouge on this one. Erased all the numbers.
Too late now.
Don't need them. Actually, I guess I could slow down a little, couldn't I? I bought a long bit that I thought worked great to go all the way through, but then I chickened out because I'm afraid it would wander off when I got down this end. Now we're ready to turn.
You don't have to drill the other end.
I did it. Didn't hurt to check.
I must have done.
My bad jokes.
I wondered why you were re-drilling that hole.
Thanks, Larry. I'm gonna take the shield down then.
Throw block save.
Now, I fall asleep during YouTube videos.
All right. Where to put my bushes?
Mel, because there's so many steps to go through on this, do you glue up more than one at a time? Or you just do it
Yes.
individually?
Yeah, no, I do several at a time, yeah. Only trouble is, you know, the gluing is kind of a bottleneck. I've only got those two jigs.
Now, why are you putting different, pin, mandrel, the spacers? Why are you putting the bushings on?
Just,
You got a 1/4 inch hole and it'll go up there.
Right, this is just to hold it on and, you know,
Okay, but it's.
just to take up the gap.
Okay.
But I'm also, but I also want to have a little meat.
Yeah.
Want to leave a little bit here for gluing, you know, the finials and stuff on.
Okay.
So I don't want to go all the way down, you know, to a point, to the hole. So, I made some more bushings for a guide. And these are just 5/8. That seems to be because I use pen blanks, you know, 3/4 inch pen blanks for finials. And we should get to that. I need a longer bag. Almost. Good grief. It's like home.
Just to get your exercise tonight.
Yeah.
Benches on my work benches. Trays.
Is it just a friction fit?
Well, no, that centers in the,
Oh, it's just
in
does
the,
center.
in the cup. I,
Homemade mandrel
it's, yeah. I didn't need this bushing, but it's gonna work. Now we just turn it. Here again, we've got gaps. So, speed helps.
Speed do.
Huh?
Speed do.
Speed do, yeah, yeah. He's gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the little corners off with the roughing dabs. Here again, line of sight is up here on the horizon. advantage to this is you can see the ghost. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. The ghost of the inside. You can tell how thin you're going. Got hot.
How thick are the walls left on here?
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, they're about an eighth an hour, or 3/16. I was thinking, wondering if I should go a little deeper.
Yeah, if it wasn't solid, it'd be really tough to figure out where you were at.
If it was solid.
Yeah, if it was solid, you know. guys-
Yeah, one thing I did, I mean, I think I only did on one or two of them, but before, or as I glued it up, I measured the inside.
Yeah, okay.
And then, so I knew kind of butt.
All right.
And then I also marked, you know, the ends where the inside ended,
Yeah.
but that was too much hassle. Yeah, that's about 3/16. I think we ought to go a little bit more.
Would you run it faster than that?
I'm gonna stop. Huh?
Would you run it faster normally than that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
fast are you going there? What's it say?
1900, 1950. Then I would sand it, and I forgot to bring sandpaper.
Oh, shucks.
You know how to sand.
You got that pretty good
There's,
sense.
there's some, great way.
Yeah. Take one pass of sanding.
Now, you could go ahead and kind of decorate those 2 ends, though, too, maybe.
Yes, yeah, like I did on this one. Yeah, at this point, that's where I put in the spiral.
Did you tell us what kind of wood that was?
That was aspen,
Is what you got here?
yeah.
So you turn the finial separate and match up to your curvature and put it in
The which?
finials.
Yes, I'm getting ready to do that right now. We're gonna make a finial. That's why I brought this along, for matching. This little chuck, great for this. Wondering about this. See, this, the point on this live center is kind of worn off. That's why I use it on pin mandrels, so I don't damage a good one. Well, I don't use it on wood.
That's what I use on mine,
This,
60 degree.
yeah. We're just gonna rough this.
What brand of chuck is that?
This is from Craft Supplies, and I think it's not on the outside here. Artisan or artisan or something like that.
Yeah, craft supply, I think that's what they call their tools.
We're gonna make a little tune to go in that hole. Quarter-inch hole. Gonna chamfer the end a little bit so it gets started. You want to undercut this flange here so it'll fit tight on the ornament. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I made one of those too. I didn't bring it. And I've also made I ground a parting tool at an angle. Didn't take much. Yeah. Good. I got her done though. All right, which is the top and which is the bottom? Doesn't matter. It's gonna be bottom. Still need to go some. Well, I must not have used a 1/4 inch measure. Getting there. There we go. Now, there's a lever right there. That's what I've been wanting to have you match that up. Easy deal. You know how to do that. All right. I'm just going to stick with a simple design here. To me, there's not much more boring than watching somebody turn finials. Then I would sand it. I better mark that, hadn't I? There's a different quarter inch this time.
Try a different, yeah.
Now, Mel, should you mark that one over there the same way you marked the end of that?
No, 'cause they're gonna be different.
Okay.
This is gonna be the hanger end. I got a little better quarter inch that time. That's the nice thing about this aspen. It gives. I keep finding myself wanting to reach under here and hold. I found on my lathe, if I hold that keeper, you know, if I pull that forward, when I tighten it down, it'll stay put. It's got to be a habit.
the live center on the tailstock.
Oh. Oh, what in the world is running? Hell. Alright. Okay. Of course, it's all sanded, ready to glue up. Now what I do for hangers, I didn't get that too close. I used to use screw eyes, but I didn't care for those. So I make my own. I just take some, I think it's 22 gauge brass wire, clip off a couple inches, and bend it in half, hold it with pliers, and I put this little Allen wrench in the drill, and then just zip it, twist these, you see these? Okay, and then I use like a number 54 or 55 drill bit, wire gauge drill bit, and drill a hole in there and see it glue in.
It's all right.
And
Look at that. Here.
somebody was asking about finish on them, on these.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
This is, believe it or not, I was asking, I started using lacquer, spray lacquer like I usually do. I'd get like 6 coats on there before it stopped soaking in. You know, that was getting old. So, I learned this from Ron Brown on the jar lids. I used Rust-Oleum. It's the 2X, I don't know if it's acrylic or what, but it's a matte finish. I use glossy on these. And it dries in half an hour, and it only takes like 3 coats. So I was pleased with that.
Do you ever use urethane, rub on urethane or anything?
Not much. I have, but not. Thing is, you know, in the wintertime, I don't like doing that indoors. You know, another thing about the lacquer, I don't do that outdoors unless it's too cold. You know, it has to be above 50 degrees. So I had to go with Rust-Oleum. It really worked good.
If you're allergic to it though, it doesn't work either way.
Pardon me?
If you're allergic to it, it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
work either way.
Oh, yeah, well, and, yeah, I can give my wife asthma attack, even in the garage, you know.
Even after I had lung surgery in '64, I've been allergic to paint, varnish, and all that stuff ever since.
Yeah. That's the end of my note. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, who's next week?
And that Rust-Oleum, do you buff it out then, or is that dry that way?
No, it's just dry that way.
I don't know if
Yeah,
they've
no, I
still
didn't
got
buff
it.
it.
I don't know if they've still got it, but down at Habitat for Humanity on Doramus, they had a whole pallet full of spray cans of clear finish down there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, thank you.